inside the building about the Prime Minister. It's just not working. The source added, Cabinet needs to wait. What do you think about this? And many of them said, that's Boris. That's Boris. You know, everyone makes a mistake. Why are you being so tough on him? You know, the time that Boris Johnson's been through and try and make a speech. And it's just what he does. People like him for it. He's a real person. Is it actually a problem? That sentence. I wonder, though, Salma, and as Adil says, there'll be huge support for this, particularly husband. But there will be people who have lost a loved one in a case where someone's been committing a crime. It didn't count as premeditated murder, so there wasn't a life sentence. Their loved one was lost. It was manslaughter. And they'll think, how come my loved one's life is not worth the same consideration than if they'd worked in the emergency services? So why is it different for MPs? Why should MPs be bringing their babies into work? Excellent idea.
Yeah. You knew that was going to happen. Exactly.
Sequins off your green jumpsuit from last night, just to make the...
Good morning, Britain. It's just gone 6:30. Welcome to the show.
Huge happy birthday to our very own Richard Arnold.
Yes.
And also, I want to send commiserations to Laura Tobin's voice this morning. Let's have a listen.
For the weather where you are in detail, go to itv.com/weather.
Because as we all know, if there is a night out, Laura Tobin is the last one home. And we saw earlier that she got into her cab this morning just wearing socks. I'm not sure what happened to your shoes, Laura.
Just socks, nothing else?
She came into work this morning. She's always to be relied upon to have a good night. And for some reason, she'd lost her shoes. And then when she went into the dressing room this morning, she said, it's all right, I've got a pair of boots. At which point, Debbie said to me, Susanna, are those the ones you've taken home? And I had to apologise.
Seems
yeah, I know. I mean, honestly,
really
if you only knew what actually goes on.
So you should have done what I did and just stayed at home last night.
I know.
Just stay at home.
Yeah.
A bit boring, yes. Erin in my ear, boring, yes, but you know, up fresh and professional and ready to take on the show.
Brilliant. Well, the show's in your hands this morning, then.
Great.
Adil,
Right, joining us, Kevin Maguire.
Up and demand serious changes. Otherwise, it'll keep getting worse. If they don't insist, he just won't do anything about it. Earlier in the week, 2 senior business leaders at the CBI, and this is what he said. And it's a tribute to the widow of a police officer who was killed when he'd gone to investigate a burglary, Andrew Harper and his... in the mother of all Parliament are not to be seen or heard, it seems. Now, as I said, lots of support online, but I think a lot of people will be saying, well, storming out, are we going to have not 1 but 2 stormings out on I'm a Celebrity? Because last night, after I came in from the ITV producer, I then switched on I'm a Celebrity.
Always working, always working.
Get me out of here. And saw Naughty Boy and Arlene both saying they don't want to stay. Let's have a look. Oh,
no.
The soothing tones of Richard Mason.
What's happened to him?
I sympathise with him. You're like, well, you signed the contract, took the money.
You're getting paid. Get on with the game.
What's the problem?
Very old school, isn't it?
Oh, well done, Richard. And let's hope Naughty Boy and Arlene, let's hope they stay.
Yes, I'm sure they will. Yeah.
Do you think? What, they're just
what happens?
drama.
I mean, how does it work? Could you get paid to go in and then on date?
You spotted a flaw in the system.
I want to be a celebrity.
Okay, still to come, the actor and TV presenter Reggie Yates will tell us why his new film is a time capsule for 90s London and a love letter to garage. You're watching Good Morning Britain on ITV.
6:54, competition time now, and a life-changing £100,000 is up for grabs. Here's Andy Petey. Andy Petey? Andy Peters. OK, actor, presenter and filmmaker Reggie Yates has gone from kids' TV to acclaimed filmmaker in his 30-year career. That's incredible.
It is incredible. And now he's directed his first ever big screen movie. It's called Pirates. It's a comedy about 3 young men trying to break into the garage music scene in late 90s London.
Susanna at the ITV Palooza party.
I was there with the
Susanna.
It's which knee is it?
I don't think anyone knows what you're talking about.
Well, we're going to see in a minute. Here we go. Let's have a look at this knee. I want people to see it first before I even set it up.
No.
Let's have a look to see what you can see. Bring this knee. Here we go.
I'm still ahead on Good Morning Britain. The brilliant Kate's live in the studio this morning.
And she's very, very funny. Now let's get the latest news, travel and weather where you are. What's your knee like, Ranveer? Let's have a look.
Hang on, I'll just roll them up.
We've got the news, travel and weather where you are. See you in a moment.
Thanks, Laura. We'll be speaking to Frankie Dettori in just time now. And a life-changing £100,000 is up for grabs. Here's Andy Peters with all the details.
Good luck. Now, he's been the face of horse racing for more than 3 decades, a champion jockey. And, of course, he escaped a near-death experience.
Now, Frankie Dettori's colourful life is being laid bare in a new book and film.
So you got the film, of course, you got the book as well, Leap of Faith. And it's absolutely lovely to see Frankie. Where have you just come back from? We are almost exactly the same age.
And you let the secret out, you're having a party somewhere.
No, I'm not having a party. I'm not. That was a joke. That was a joke. Just in case anyone's offended, they're not invited. You and I are going to have a party. And you're still racing. I mean, I wouldn't even risk going for a gentle ride on a horse, but you are still racing.
Yeah, absolutely. Look,
I mean, you described that plane crash. Now, I remember, hearing about the plane. I've forgotten some of the detail, but you describing it in the book.
Yeah, it was, I tried to explain as much as I could, but it was, of course, I'm lucky to be here.
You're lucky to be here. A traumatic experience.
Because usually it's the bookmakers what think. It's great that there's still a little bit of a dream than people...
You're absolutely celebrated. But there's a downside to that, isn't there? I mean, you say in the film, of course, you wanted to be famous and you want that to be celebrated and lauded and to have those triumphs.
Well, it's an addiction.
It reminded me at one point as if you're watching a childhood rock star, a childhood pop star who gets into the music business when they're a child. And then we hear your dad said, right, you're going to England to ride horses.
What? On your road.
And he puts you on the plane. You describe it. You got a tag. Treated as a foreigner.
But I'm not. I'm not.
And what do you still want to achieve? Because you don't want to give.
Frankie Dettori, you are one of Britain's greatest sporting heroes. It's a real pleasure to hear your story.
You may be shy.
Of faith, Frankie Dettori. Thanks so much for joining us. And now.